Hello to you all. Hello everyone. I'm just out and about at the moment, and I just felt to do a really quick live just to help empower you. I'm always seeking to empower you, and that's why it's going to be a really quick video, hopefully, just on something that I noticed, and I noticed it this morning, but I also notice it periodically, and so I just want to empower you for yourself. And so I just want to quickly speak about two things that are intertwined. They work together. One is the fluidity of timelines, and the second thing is predictions. So predictions meaning from people that they could be called seers, people who receive prophecies within them, people that have sight of future timelines, people who study astrology, or maybe they look at tarot cards or crystals, whatever. Okay, so you understand. It's the intertwining of the fluidity of time and sight or prediction. That's what I really want to empower any of you with, is to understand that timelines and time is fluid. It's not set in stone. It isn't even linear. We experience linear, we experience dates in this paradigm, but outside of this game, it doesn't exist. And so it's not to hold on to predictions of dates or even predictions of what might occur. Don't disempower yourself by holding on to those dates or holding on to those predictions, because anything can change. Excuse me. Time is fluid. This whole experience is fluid, and behind the scenes, behind, in terms of your consciousness, in terms of the greater grand design of God, things change. And what changes is completely beyond the control of any human being. And I want to give you some examples of what I'm meaning, so that you don't hold on to dates. And if you hold on to dates, it might be because you're hoping, Don't hold on to future forecasts. Don't hold on to the past, Be in the present moment within you. That's always where your consciousness wants you to be, because there is no time. And your consciousness doesn't experience time either. Your consciousness is always directing you. Doesn't matter what I say, doesn't matter what anyone says. Your consciousness is always directing you, but it will do it in the present moment. It won't be able to get through to you if you're thinking about the future, if you're thinking about the past. It's always here, always right here in the now moment. So just some examples of how timelines are fluidity. Timelines, when we receive predictions, when we receive sight of future timelines, that can change and is beyond anyone's control. Sometimes those timelines are moved back, meaning they're moved further into the future, and we're taking on a different trajectory, almost like you're going like this, and then you have to go this way in order to get back here, And this applies to a singular person, and it applies to the collective. So there's individual timelines. That's your power. That's where your awareness is, your own individual path and journey. But then there's this collective movement, where the collective is moving together as one, through the photon belt. Okay, so timelines, even if shown can change. They can be moved further back, in other words, further into the future, or they can take a deviation in order to have this experience as a collective and then come back to the trunk of the tree, yeah? But sometimes timelines and predictions can get deleted. And sometimes they're deleted at the very last moment. So just to try and realize that none of us know everything. And people like myself and other people that have sight, that get shown, yeah, we don't know everything. And we know everything can change, yeah. So I want to give you 2 examples of how drastic timelines can change and how drastic they don't change, yeah. Just so that you can really deeply understand to not give your power away to any predictions. And when I say power, I don't mean the ego. I mean your energy, yeah? So 2 examples. My memory is really poor, but a few months ago, so I'm just laughing because I can't even remember the month, but a few months ago, I received a very clear sight as a learning dream that a man of great opulence, and I did post about this, by the way, a man of great opulence would go away for the weekend, and I saw his home, and it was palatial. He had a female partner, and he was going to go away for the weekend. But I was shown that whilst he was away for the weekend, he would transition. Now, why get that learning dream? Why? But anyway, I posted it. 2 weeks later, at a weekend, just like in the dream, a man of massive opulence, massive wealth, that lives in a palatial house, had an assassination attempt on his life. Now, in the dream itself, 2 weeks before that happened, I was shown that the energetics of his death would create this massive energetic surge within the collective, meaning within human beings. An energetic surge within the collective is when lots and thousands and millions of people react. It creates a massive spike in energy. So that was a prediction that this man would pass, he would transition. But at the very final moment, when that bullet was fired, he turned his head and he didn't pass away. So can you see that receiving a prediction, even of somebody's death, it can change at the final moment? And let's take another prediction. Because it on the receiving end of sight, there's quite a responsibility that we have. And if I'm not certain of things, I don't share them, yeah? It's quite a journey for somebody that has sight to understand even what they're seeing and take responsibility for not knowing what something means. So just keep it within and sharing something that you do know, yeah? But it's a heck of a journey when you've come out of, when you're in forgetfulness and you don't know why you're being shown things and you don't understand them fully. Because everything is multi-layered. Is another difficult sight that I had, which actually ultimately, in a hard way, but ultimately helped me to believe what I was being shown, was a day in 2020 And again, in the learning dream, I was shown my mother. I was shown that her connection to me was fading. And I was shown lots and lots of beautiful beings in a different room, in a different state of being, in a different consciousness, in a different realm, shall we say, that were all lined up. And they were waiting. And I was shown her connection to those people was increasing, okay? Well, at the time, I mean, this is over 4 years ago, but, you know, at the time, I thought, okay, so she's going into final stage dementia. That's what's happening. And that's what I thought it meant. But 24 hours later, she passed away. And so you know, the biggest regret of my life is that I didn't jump in the car. Not that we were allowed in the hospital anyway, because we weren't allowed in. It was COVID at the time. So we weren't allowed in to be with her. So can you see that, you know, when we receive sight, on the person that's receiving the sight or the knowledge, no matter how they receive it, there's a huge level of responsibility within the person that they learn. They learn what to say, what to not say. So a lot of people have been asking me recently about the timeline of tribulation, but there's nothing to say, you know, we're still in it. So there's nothing of you know, higher, greater picture significance to say about that, unless I just repeat myself, yeah? But on the receiving end, when you hear about date predictions or timeline predictions, I say this with this greatest of enthusiasm to empower you, is never fixate on dates. That would just be the human character fixating on hope. Yeah, never fixate on future dates. You know, the event wave, don't fixate on that, right? Because, you know, we're all traversing this massive time, and it's got to evolve over many, many, many years. There's no quick fix. It's all about the experience of traversing these many steps. And so to always, it's about your consciousness. It's about your path stage, your stage of embodiment. And if you just always, or at least as much as possible, be in your present moment, you can feel the energy of being in the present moment. You can feel the energy. You can call it power, but it's actually energy. And that's where your acute awareness lies. That's where your consciousness is. That's where you can see when you're out and about. That's where you can see, you know, the codes of Mother Earth when you're out and about. It's when you're present, not hoping for the future, not, you know, remembering dates of the future, not dwelling in the past. Your expansion is here within you. And so to understand, just finally, before I go, just two things again, because this, you know, it can get confusing, and it's why I always try and explain things, is so that there's less and less confusion, yeah, within anyone. Is there's in this reality, there's two things going on, yeah? But ultimately, there's lots of timelines going on everywhere all the time. But in this game, there's your timeline. And then there's the collective timeline. So if you imagine this massive, massive bubble, and everybody's in it, yeah? That's the collective timeline. But then you're an individual, tiny little bubble. Say tiny, right? Tiny but massive, with love and devotion. But you're a little bubble within the big bubble. Do you understand? And you know, everybody is exactly where they're supposed to be. That's the beauty of it. There's no race, there's no rush, there's no competition. Everyone is playing out their own design that was pre-designed before they arrived on Earth. So you're just meeting your design all the time, and you're meeting your own individual timeline within a bigger collective timeline, okay? And so, yeah, you know, with love and compassion, with such great ease, there are people here playing parts for you, parts for me, parts for everybody. And some of those people on the planet, they won't, words, labels. Don't like to use them at all, but you know, they won't say ascend in this lifetime. They won't reach a higher state of consciousness this lifetime, because at a soul level they're not supposed to. They're supposed to play a part for everybody else, you know. And it's just the great, if you ever think of a soul or feel a soul, you'll always feel the greatest, deepest love and gratitude for that soul, because they're a mirror, you know. They teach you. So in this world, you can see lots of things going on that you might not necessarily want to be happening in the world right now. But what those people are actually mirroring to you is your own reaction to it. Yeah. How do you react to anything? Because one of the golden nuggets of this game is one of the laws, the light laws of this game that is unseen. It's always about the highest answer. So whatever is presented to you, whether it's in close proximity or whether it's, on the news or in social media or in the world, right? It's always about your reaction. Is your reaction the highest frequency answer? Is it? See, that's the role that people are playing to you. And that's what your consciousness presents to you, and it presents to the collective. It is, here's a scene, I'm going to present a scene to you. How are you going to respond? And let's just say that we don't respond with the highest response. Let's just say that. Okay, your consciousness is then going to present another scene in another time for you to get the opportunity to respond differently. It's like a game of snakes and ladders in a way, yeah? If you choose to respond in the highest possible frequency, you shift up in energy, higher and higher until you reach the state of enlightenment. If your answer comes from, inner human emotions that are of a low frequency, you just cycle. But it's not the end. Because your consciousness will always give you another opportunity. Yeah? That's the beauty. This is the love of your consciousness. It's so devoted to you and your path. And just to remember, just finally, just really to hopefully let this hit home in the most empowering way. Yeah? In the most exciting way. This is your lifetime. This is it. This is your lifetime where you've been given the greatest opportunity than any of your previous lifetimes, any of your previous lives anywhere. Yeah? This is it. This is it. Your lifetime. Try and remember that. And I share that with you because I was spoken to in that way many, many years ago. And I think the words were this, I can't remember the words. I can't remember the words. It was something like, yeah. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. In other words, this doesn't come round every lifetime. It's huge. It's huge for you. So try not to, get stuck or embroiled in anything that's going on outside of you. Don't put your hope and your energy to predictions and dates. Yeah, what comes will come, and some of these predictions will change. They do, because time is fluid. And even though at a very sort of microscopic level, you could say that, we're individually in charge of our own timeline. Well, in a sense, that's rubbish. Because at a higher level, sources is presenting unfolding scenes that lead eventually to a state of consciousness that many people will be in. And it's going to take years for that to unfold. So just make your focus you, if you want to. And if you don't want to, that's okay too. God doesn't mind. Your consciousness doesn't mind, because outside of all this polarity of right and wrong, good and bad, there is no right and wrong, good and bad. Yeah, there's just your consciousness and source holding the space and giving you the opportunity this lifetime. So trust yourself. And the more you stay present, the more you trust your own style and your own way, not my style, not anyone else's way, but the more you trust your inner way, the more you're literally embodying your consciousness, because your consciousness will have a completely different style to mine and somebody else's, yeah? Your story of embodiment that unfolds within you is tailor-made for your own human character's personality this lifetime. And that's why you get the diversity, of what people say and how they present it. It's just lots and lots of different styles, but it's tailor-made for that individual. It works perfectly for that individual, yeah. And you have yours. So trust it. Meet it. Let it unfold and expand from within you. Okay, so just to remind finally, time is fluid. And what that means is that any sight, predictions, knowledge of foreseen timelines, they can change at the last minute. They can change as we go, and we can have a deviance from the route, and then we go back to the route, right? It's all fluid. It's not static at all, yeah? Okay, sending you lots of love, and I hope you can hear me because I'm on my phone this time. I haven't got a microphone. I don't know if even subtitles for this phone recording will upload to YouTube. So, please bear that in mind. It is a phone, and I've had problems using the phone before where subtitles don't appear on YouTube. It is what it is, and I can't change that because I don't have the subtitles. YouTube do. Okay. Sending you so much love. So much love. Yeah, I'm just excited for everybody as we go. But patience is a wonderful thing, isn't it? It's beautiful. So not to be in that state of mind where you're waiting for something to change outside of you. No. If you're always waiting for something to happen, it will never happen, because that's what you're creating. You're creating waiting, yeah? Just be here. Just be here in the present moment. That's where the absolute essence of God is felt and known within you. And in terms of the path and the stages along the yellow brick road, it's in the present moment that you get shown pieces, puzzle pieces, clues. They open up your aha moments, your moments of self-realization. They always happen in the present moment, not looking to the future and not focusing on the past. Yeah, this is where your power lies. And I'm just coming on because I'm always wanting to empower you and help you realize what you truly are, which is just beyond words. Okay, bye for now. Lots and lots of love. Bye.